What's up, everybody? Silver here with another Halo Master Chief Collection Achievement Guide. This time we're doing Lightning in a Bottle, which is to beat the par time on 343 Guilty Spark in Halo Combat Evolved. So start that level up on any difficulty. Obviously, I recommend doing it on easy because easy is the easiest, and it's easier to fly through it on easy than on normal, heroic, or legendary. So to start off, just run to the right. Normally when I do a speed run, I run where I was shooting there. It's a little shortcut, but it's kind of, well, it's not really that hard at all, but it does involve a kind of, not really that difficult jump, but a jump nonetheless. And some people find the jumping physics in Combat Evolved troublesome, so I decided to just wrap around the way you're supposed to go normally. You could really just run by all the enemies. So we'll sacrifice a little bit of time for ease at this point, and you can just wrap around here. I'll show you where you come up if you go to the way I was mentioning earlier. It's not too much of a time save, but it is a little bit. You come up right there where I'm shooting right now. But again, not too much of a time save. We could just blow past all of these enemies and we're easily going to get the par time without that trick. So this isn't a speed run. We're not going for world records or anything. We're just going for the par time, which is under 15 minutes. So we'll easily get it within that time frame. You can see I ran past all of those enemies. Normally you're supposed to have a big battle right there by design. I'm sure you're supposed to have a big fight right there with a bunch of Covenant and then move your way through here, but you could actually just move your way into this section and totally ignore all those Covenant and not fight any of them. So we come down here, there's a bunch of enemies in this hallway. Just smack one or two or however many you want and just keep going and drop down here. We're going to take a right. Normally there's a bunch of enemies huddled around this section, but we didn't even allow them to come out at this point. And we're going to go over here. There's more jackals surrounding this section, but again, we could just run by them. And this level is kind of confusing. Take a right here. There's a way to go up to the left and take another shortcut, but again, we're not going for a world record. We're just going for the easiest way to do this very quickly. We're trying to get no practice in here at all. This is supposed to be a guide, so if you just dropped into this with no practice at all, you could just do all of this because we're just running through it pretty much. The most difficult part about this is the fact that all the rooms look alike, so you might get lost, but it might take a couple run-throughs to figure out the lay of the land. But activate this bridge, and you can just walk straight across it and go down to the right here. And we will cue the cutscene where we discover the Flood, which is hecka scary. Oh my god. Flood? I had enough trouble dealing with the Covenant, and now we got this Flood. Gotta get my rain boots on. What a pun. What a pun. But anyway, we're going to experience doors opening with infection forms, the small ones coming through. So just throw a frag grenade at that door while it opens, and hopefully the grenade gets a little bit in the doorway so that way it kills most of the enemies, and we can move on to fighting these big combat forms, which are the big scary ones that smack you, and they're the real threat. So you can see I threw my last frag grenade in here to clear out all of the combat forms, and we're just going to run up here, and you just want to follow this path. It might take some practice again, just figuring out where to go. I'm sure you won't be able to memorize exactly where I'm going the first time you watch it if you've never played this level before. But up here, you don't actually have to drop down. On Legendary, you do have to drop down in this part, but you could actually stay up here and go through this doorway on easy, which is nice. And that way you don't have to climb back up in this part, which is kind of annoying on higher difficulties. But we're already up here, so just go through this. Grab a shotgun, exchange it for your assault rifle, so that way you have a pistol and a shotgun. This shotgun is actually not here on Legendary, so that's a nice little bonus for easy. So grab that. And we're on our way to the elevator. So we're done, right? Nope, we're getting dropped back even further into the level. Not cool. So you can see all the blood on the walls. It was more evident in the original graphics, actually, that there was a ton of Covenant blood on the walls of the elevator there. But grab this camo. You could actually, if you time it right, you could jump across that light bridge it's cutting out and coming back, and it just does that repeatedly. You could time it to jump across it, or you could run through the long way like I'm doing, but again, we're just speeding through, so it's not going to take that much time at all. We'll clear 15 minutes with much time to spare. Also, there's another way you could jump across this section. That section with the light bridge I was talking about. There's another way to jump across the pillars in the room, but again, that takes a little bit of practice and some skills at jumping, but we don't need that. We're just moving through. And here we are at this room. You do have to jump down at this point. I got a little confused as to where I was for a second, but then I'm like, oh, I'm over here. I gotta jump down here. Again, this whole level is kind of maze-like and confusing and repetitive, so it is odd. Even I got tripped up for a second, being all like, where in the world am I? But don't worry about it. You got plenty of time. When you come into this room, turn to the right immediately. You got this big platform that you got to jump up here with. Try to avoid walking over those glass panes. You can see I jumped over it right there because they could shoot and destroy that glass. They could shatter it, so you would fall through and you'd have to jump up again. More of an annoyance on easy than anything else because obviously you're just losing time. But and you'll hopefully be able to take out all the enemies. Here I get stuck because all the enemies are just standing there and you can't actually push through them. So I had to shoot my way out of it. I tried to throw a grenade at them but accidentally hit the door frame and it came back at me. Not the best strategy, but we are on our way back up. We're at the end of the level basically. We gotta get to the top of this lift and then run to the end of the level. And we will be done. But just turn towards the yellow contacts, and that is the direction you gotta go. I used to go to the right, but now I go to the left. I forget where I picked this up from. I was watching some runner, and he goes to the left. And I have to say, I apologize that I forgot who it was I was watching, but I think the left is better. You are correct, anonymous person. So here we go. Look at this guy trying to wield a shotgun. I'll show you how to wield a shotgun. There we go. Give me your ammo. You do not deserve to wield a shotgun. I mean, you're a Covenant elite guy. You don't even like picking up human weapons. But alright, we're going to move back here. And there's a bunch of flood. Just shoot as many as you can. You should be pretty safe just because it's on easy, so you don't take too much damage. You want to run to the back of this structure, and it will cue the end once all the enemies are dead. And there's one right here. It looks like there's some over there. Oh, but it cut out anyway. It's kind of odd. It's kind of random when it cuts out and stops the level. But that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Click like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Follow me on Twitter at HaloCompletion, and I will see you later for more achievements.